Greetings and welcome to Krafted Conversations, a TV program sponsored by CPHS 6 to keep you informed of what's happening around town in Port Huron. Today our special guest is Kelly Kennedy, who is the Vice President of the Board of Directors and the Chair of the Film Selection Committee for the Blue Water Film Festival. Is that correct, Kelly?
That's correct.
Hi, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're getting together very quickly here and trying to get some information out to the public about this fantastic event that's in its third year now. Yeah, so it's really interesting to see what's going on. We're going to be talking about the third annual Blue Water Film Festival, which is held in October. And I'm going to ask you a few questions and see if
Certainly.
you can keep us informed and give us a lot more background information.
I'd love to. Fire away.
Okay, how did this event get started? This is 2 years past its inception, so this is the third annual. How did it get started and how has it grown?
Well, it's grown immensely just in the last year. I think we're all still amazed. We look at the program that we have presented this year in October that we have, and I'm still flabbergasted when I look at all of the guests that we have coming, all of our judges, our celebrities. But the film festival started just a small group of individuals who are involved in film and TV, theater and radio. We began talking about the burgeoning arts and culture community in the Blue Water area and really felt that we were lacking something. We all have taken a part in the four categories I mentioned in film, theater, radio, and film. And, it started as a small idea and it's just grown by leaps and bounds in the last 3 years.
I'm also a member of the Blue Water Arts Committee, which was kind of an assistant founder, some funding opportunities way back when you had your inception. And it's like, at that point, we were talking about what a novel idea. This is really a great idea. And now all of a sudden, you're standing completely on your own in just 2 years, which is incredible growth. I think that's fantastic.
Well, we actually have a grant again from the Blue Water Arts Council this year. So they've been wonderful supporters all 3 years, and we look forward to a working partnership with them in years to come.
However, that first year you were like an infant, and now you're beyond toddler stage already. It's just amazing how the event has grown. The festival is held over a 3-day period, and I know that there are specific things germane to each day. What are some of those things?
Well, the first day, we are just absolutely thrilled. Our kickoff event, we have stand-up comedian Dave Coulier coming to the city of Port Huron to perform live stand-up comedy at McMorran Place Theater. Dave Coulier is probably best well known as Uncle Joey from Full House. I grew up watching him on that show. I know a lot of people my age and younger. That show is on all the time now. It's on TV Land, on ABC Family. So even kids today, this generation is growing up with Uncle Joey as a part of their lives. So
reruns are never ending.
Very true. Dave is doing a family-friendly show. He kind of lists it as 15 and over. So high school kids, maybe an older middle school student that you'd like to bring. Tickets are only $12. That's the best thing that we're so excited to present to the community is you go to Detroit to see a stand-up comic, even at McMorran sometimes they're $40, $50. We want to keep it low. We're hoping all of the Blue Water area community comes out to support this event. $12 tickets.
And it's nice that the content is family-friendly too.
Very true. Yes.
Now, how about another day? There are 3 days. That was one. So the Friday version?
The Friday version is, I can't even express how amazing it is. I think spectacular is the only word to describe it. We have a red carpet Hollywood premiere coming to the city of Port Huron.
Wow.
At McMorran Place Theater, we have red carpets, we have spotlights, we have limos, we have screaming fans. It's the Midwest premiere of the film Nemesis. And this film is directed by the president of MPI, which is the Motion Picture Institute in Troy. He has done films over decades, worked with some amazing stars in the past, and one of those stars, along with many others, are coming to the city of Port Huron for this premiere.
Is that Sid?
Yes, I was good. Horror film icon Sid Haig, who is most famous from a lot of the Rob Zombie films, The Devil's Rejects, Kill Bill. He played Captain Spaulding in those films. He was also in Kill Bill. Very tall man, very intimidating man, and as not a horror film fan myself, I'm a little frightened to meet him, I'll be honest.
So I was going to say the genre is horror.
Yes,
on
it is.
Friday night. Okay.
So horror fans from all over come out because the really great thing that we're doing before the event, the entire inside of McMorran is going to be turned into a convention for horror fans.
Oh, great.
We have vendors coming from all over the state, a lot from the Metro Detroit area, a lot of local vendors as well. We've got tattoo artists, we've got the Red Cross taking blood donations, and our ushers are dressed as zombies. So keeping in theme with the whole horror night, zombies galore, horror, terror, it's all there.
I just particularly love the combination of tattoo artists and Red Cross taking blood donations. I know a little
Well,
about tattooing, so.
Come to find out, tattoo folks love to get SID placed on their bodies.
I bet. Now, the Saturday version, I understand, is all films all day long, and basically it's divided into 3 blocks.
It is.
And one block is morning to early afternoon. The second block, and I'll go ahead and give the times. It's 10 a.m. to 12:30. The second block B is from 2 to 4:30 p.m., and then block C from 6 to 9 p.m. So you have
Yes.
some breaks throughout the
We
day.
do.
So can people choose the block that they would most like to attend?
They certainly can. On our website, tickets are available with an all-day pass to attend all of the day's films. Or, for instance, if you are a particular fan of a film or know, the filmmaker, or maybe like you, for instance, happen to possibly be an extra in one of our films.
Possibly.
This film actually shot in the city of Port Huron in November. It was a partnership with the Blue Water Film Festival. They came to the festival last year. We're just absolutely thrilled with the beauty of the community. They decided in November to come and shoot. They used a lot of local talent, and that film will be playing in the afternoon block, in Block B. So if you want to just come to that block, you can purchase a pass for that block, or I would strongly encourage you to purchase a pass for the entire day. There's 17 of Michigan's hottest independent films, and they are absolutely phenomenal.
Now, you mentioned they can go to the website. Would you like to give the website?
I sure would. It's www.bluewaterfilmfestival.com.
That's easy.
Yep, and the other wonderful place to get the latest, most up-to-date information is to find us on Facebook and become our friend. You'll learn everything you ever want to know about the Blue Water Film Festival.
Blue Water Film Festival, one word, .com.
Correct.
Excellent. So now, are there local places where they can purchase tickets too, if people don't have access to a computer, or they're not comfortable with a computer?
Certainly. First, on the computer, just so everyone is aware, it's a very secure system. It's all through PayPal. There are no extra charges. It's just the straight ticket price, and it comes through a very secure system. But you can purchase tickets at the Vintage Tavern, at weekends, and at the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. What are the ticket prices for the blocks versus the day?
For the blocks, the tickets per block are $8, and then to get an all-day pass is $17.95.
No, it's a better deal to buy the all-day pass.
It certainly
and go see
is.
what you want to see.
It certainly is, and it rivals movie ticket prices that are anywhere throughout the community and theaters in Detroit. You're going to get 17 movies for under $20. That's pretty amazing.
Now, what's the standard length of these movies? Are they longer? Are they shorter? Are they all over the place?
They actually they're all over the place. Not only that, but genre as well. We have something for everyone. You can come look at the program, pick your poison. On the website, we have trailers, we have film synopsis, we have everything from horror movies, as I mentioned. We've got some fantastic documentaries, and I know people get a little nervous when they hear that term documentary. Let me tell you, these are not PBS documentaries. They're absolutely phenomenal.
Nothing wrong with PBS documentaries.
Not at all.
But this will be certainly open to everybody, not just PBS fans.
We also have films that are for all audiences only. Those are listed on the website. We've got little warnings beside each title so that families can kind of pick and choose which would be most appropriate.
And I want to go ahead and mention this. There's a flyer, and I'm not sure which camera will pick it up. I think this one. This flyer I picked up in town, and they're available almost everywhere. I see them all over the place.
Bookmarks and flyers.
Yep. And inside, it gives the names of the programs, the names of the films that you might see, and a brief description, a synopsis, as you indicated, and like a rating, sort of. This one says the very first one is suitable for all audiences. And as the day progresses, it becomes a little bit more adult, and then quite a bit more adult by the evening. So if people are interested, watch for these. This logo was designed by a local student, I understand. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But I just want people to see, when you see this lying around somewhere, available on a counter, pick one up. I got mine at McDonald's at the North End. So
fantastic.
You can definitely find them around. Okay, could you tell me, as we're looking at this, it identifies these are the blocks and these are how things go. You think you're going to stick pretty close to this program?
Oh, we definitely will. The filmmakers are coming from all over the state of Michigan to attend this festival, and they're there with their cast and crew ready to see their film on the big screen. And something that we're doing in the blocks that you mentioned, after each block, we're doing a Q&A session with the filmmakers. They're bringing, as I mentioned, their cast and crew. So you're able to sit in the audience right after the last credits roll, and you're able to sit and talk and chat and ask questions with the filmmakers.
Kind of going back to that actor studio thing that we talked about earlier.
Indeed. How often do you get to do that? I mean, I'll go to a movie and I'll see the end of it and I'll say, boy, why did the director do
question.
that? You know, or boy, that actor was really good. I'd love to talk to them. You get that opportunity.
Oh, that's great. Or see them out of costume so that you can identify them. How many times have you seen an actor on television or in a movie and you go, where do I know him from? I've seen him in something else.
And they're going to be wandering around all day long.
Now, what about technical difficulties? This is your third year. Have you had any technical difficulties in the past?
You know, it's a learning experience no matter what you're doing, whether you're, you know, doing a film festival, you're running a restaurant, you're opening a business. There are, you know, baby steps and learning that comes up. But this year, I see no reason for things to go without a hitch.
Good, excellent. I'm going to ask a question that fits right into your title. You are the chairman of the chair of the film selection committee. How are the films chosen? Because I would assume there are more than 17 that are submitted.
Oh, yes. And we have continued to grow as the years have gone on. You know, as our first year came about, our inaugural year, we were shocked at the number of submissions that we have. And every year they have continued to grow. You know, we're upwards of 50, 75 every year. We're continuing to get more and more films. And the talent pool this year was phenomenal. We had a really difficult time. The way that the film selection committee works, I hire 7 community members from all over the Blue Water area. And again, they all have a background in film and theater, radio, and TV. And depending on the number of submissions, it can lead into a month-long process. We meet 3 to 4 times a week. We watch a certain number of films that night. Each member of the film selection committee has a voting ballot. So it's completely transparent. You know, they have their own ballot. It's all based on numbers, and at the end, all of those numbers are calculated, and the best of the best are what gets into the festival.
I'd like to thank the Academy for their support.
Well, something that really does make our festival unique in terms of other festivals, not only in Michigan, but around the nation, we work very hard to avoid any sort of conflict of interest. So with our festival, it's not about who you know, it's how good your film is.
Very good. Now, when you're mentioning the films, what is your geographic area for contributions? Do they come locally, or are they from across the state, throughout the states, or even foreign countries?
Well, with our festival, because we call it the Blue Water Film Festival, and we're supporting the Michigan independent film industry, the only requirement to submit a film to our festival, you need to be a current Michigan resident, have a permanent address here, or your film needs to have been shot here. For instance, we have some films that were shot in LA, but they're from here. They have a permanent address here. They went there to shoot. We also have some filmmakers that, you know, maybe from, you know, another state, but chose, because of the beauty of the state of Michigan, came to choose and shoot their film here.
Like that cold November night.
Indeed. We also extend the submission to our friends across the way in Sarnia, that whole area, the Lambton County area. You know, we'd love in future years to have more submissions from, you know, our friends across the way. Canada has, again, also an amazing filmmaker talent pool, and we'd love to have more. We had some this year, we have in years past, and we'd love to continue to bring that to our...
Correct me if I'm wrong, is there a Toronto Film Festival too for this kind of film?
Well, Toronto Film Festival is more international. It's definitely on a bigger scale than what our film festival is. We would hope, for the time being. You know, Toronto's been around for decades, and actually a lot of the judges that we have coming to our film festival and special guests of our festival just attended Toronto. So, you know, we have another film judge who is in England right now at a film festival there. He's coming in specially for our film festival. So our judges are pretty well known, well renowned, and they're really esteemed. We couldn't be happier.
Now, I mentioned earlier that, you know, I was interested in one particular film because I was an extra. I'm the guy who walks up and down the street on a freezing night when it was supposed to be fall, but it was really snowing. And I don't even know whether I made it through the cutting room process. So I'm eager to see that film. But even if I'm not, I know the cool part is going to be that Port Huron is featured. And if you've ever watched a movie and you've been where the movie was shot, and you say, I know that, I've been there before. We came back from New York, and television shows now have a whole different meaning to us because we recognize things that, you know, where films are taped. So in this case, Mama Vicky Coney Island downtown became one of the central locations. So I'm eager to see whether or not any of that is familiar to me. But here's my question for you. I know that film. Are there any particular films that you'd like to mention that people should watch for? Or do you have to be pretty fair to everybody?
Well, I'm fair to everyone in the fact that I think they're all fantastic. But in terms of locally, one that I'll definitely mention, Being from Another Planet, was shot primarily in Marine City and Richmond.
I saw that in the paper.
Filmmaker Joseph Parcell, originally from the Marine City area. He lives now in Okemos. His wife is his producer, Erin Parcell. They worked extensively extensively all last summer on this film, used local talent, shot in local businesses, local restaurants, and he actually had a premiere this spring in Marine City at the theater there. And he submitted his film to our festival, and it, based on voting, got in. So you're going to see a lot of recognizable places in that film. We also have some filmmakers that are local. Their film may not have been shot here, but we have a young man, Devin Pulaski, who's from St. Clair, has a fantastic film that's up for several awards. And a lot of the films actually are repeat filmmakers from previous years. So if you've attended in the past and have liked a particular film, you may be looking through that program and go, hey, I recognize that name. Let's go check out their new film.
Let me have a question ready for him.
Indeed, indeed.
Now, we talked earlier about the fact that it's grown so much, and you touched on Timothy Busfield.
Yes.
Or Dave Coulier.
Dave
is who we
Coulier.
talked about. I just gave that one away.
You
That's
did.
another notable
Don't let out
name.
my secret.
That's another notable name that's
Yes.
coming to the area. So what can you tell us?
We are absolutely thrilled. We feel very honored. Emmy Award-winning actor Timothy Busfield, who most people probably know as Elliot from 30-something, the 1980s television show that actually moved into the early 90s. He won the Emmy Award in 1991. He was 4-time nominated. Also, more recently, fans will know him from The West Wing. He played Danny Kincaid, the TV news reporter. He was on the first several seasons, then came back in the later seasons to make several appearances. But, you know, you'll recognize him from all over. He's been in Academy Award nominee films Field of Dreams, in Quiz Show, and I think a lot of folks will probably recognize him from the cult film Revenge of the Nerds in the 1980s. He also was in that, but his credits go behind the scenes as well. He has directed probably over 50 different television shows. He's produced shows. He owns his own theater in Sacramento, California. And the reason that Timothy Busfield is actually coming to our festival, we're presenting him with an inaugural award. This year, the Blue Water Film Festival is presenting 2 awards, and the first one I'll touch on is the Golden Mitten Award. And this award is given to a current or former Michigan resident that has made a significant impact on the landscape of the entertainment industry. And Timothy is originally from Lansing, and he's actually here now in Michigan. He's in Lansing visiting his family. He'll be driving down for the festival, and someone with such an illustrious career, with credentials, a well-respected actor, director, and producer, we thought he fit the bill for that award.
Absolutely.
And we're just thrilled to have him here. The second award that I mentioned is called the Thumbs Up Award. And this award is being given to someone who's made a imprint, and a significant imprint, on the independent film industry and the film festival circuit. And someone who really fits that bill is a returning judge from last year that we couldn't be more happy to have. Chris Gore is a G4 TV personality. He is a host of a DVD and movie review show on Attack of the Show. But his credits go all over the map. He started Film Threat magazine, which has now become a webzine. He's written several books, one that's used to teach in film schools all over the nation, called the Ultimate Film Festival Survival Guide. Chris has been on TV shows on Reel's channel, on FX, on E! He's just been everywhere. And he's also done his own independent films. He's been significant hosts on documentaries. So we're really excited to have Chris a part of things.
Very good. And there will be other individuals who are also notable in other capacities that people might run into. So you never know who might just suddenly show up.
Oh, and that's one of the phrases that we're using this year. You never know who you might run into at the Blue Water Film Festival.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Blue Water Film Festival, I want to go back to the design here, because the festival had a competition among some local graphic design students, and I believe they were all from RISA, if I remember correctly.
Well, actually, the branding competition that we have run for the last 2 years is open to any Michigan resident. But it just so happens that the last 2 years, a local student, which we couldn't be, more excited about, has won, and both of them have attended the graphic design classes at RISA at the St. Clair Tech Center. And Alex Gasparetto designed this. He's only a junior this year, so that's pretty amazing.
Yep. Especially when it's on the cover of the flyer, but it's also on the shirt you're wearing.
Oh,
so
it is. It's right here.
He's everywhere.
He's on billboards. He's on business cards. He's on posters. He's everywhere. And his logo will be featured prominently at the festival on all sorts of memorabilia and paraphernalia and programs. So Alex is getting a wonderful start to his graphic design career. Because something I'd like to mention, our winner from last year, he was a senior at the time, Michael Tyler, and because of his winning this award and creating a portfolio for himself, he was given a full ride scholarship to an art school in Chicago.
Very good.
And that's something that I don't think he really anticipated being able to do. So we're very, very thrilled to have helped him continue to do.
So not only promoting the films, but promoting the graphic designers who support them through advertising as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The first year, I would bet, was the scariest, simply because you had no idea how effective or how well it would grow. And so now you're in your third year. What can you say about that change from scary to
Well,
wonderful?
if I could, not only is it wonderful, but if anything, it's even more scary because because we've got a lot on the line this year.
Sure.
We have some amazing people coming into the community. So it's not only about representing the community well, treating them well, giving them an idea of what the Blue Water area has to offer in terms of hotels and dining and shopping, but it's letting the community come and meet these folks. And having these big names come to our festival and to our town, it is a scary thing, but we're really excited.
We just have to hope they can get around all the road construction to get down there.
Well, we've got drivers for them, and the
There you go.
drivers are well schooled.
Yeah.
Well schooled.
But a few years back there was a contest about taking a picture of local buildings sponsored by the library. And I've lived here all my life, but I had no idea what phenomenally interesting buildings we have
Oh, the
and the things
architecture's
that would look great in the background of a movie. you know?
Exactly, that's a wonderful segue because something that the Blue Water Film Festival also looks to do and strives for is bringing movies to the Blue Water area community, making us a dynamic location for cinematic projects.
Well, between the bridges and the water and the old buildings that you could use as backdrops, perfect situation. Perfect situation. Any advice for people coming to the festival? We talked about we're being a little generic here so that we can show this film or this interview before and after.
Yes.
But is there anything that people should know when they come? Like, there's no surprises when they get there. You're going to find a seat. You already mentioned you might be able to talk to the actors.
You definitely will.
Souvenirs, memorabilia, that sort of thing. Anything that you'd like to mention?
Well, I think that something that I would definitely make sure that people knew is the Blue Water Film Festival is something that offers something for everyone. If you've never been to a film festival, kind of going to something like that may be a little scary. You hear that, as you mentioned, Toronto Film Festival, New York Film Festival. Our festival is very unique to our community in that we focus on local talent and state of Michigan talent. And the best thing I could say is come with an open mind and be prepared to be entertained. Our films, as I mentioned, our genres are all over the map. We have horror, we have documentary, we have drama, we have comedy. We even have a movie with puppets.
Okay.
It's, I'm blown away by what we have this year.
And it's perfectly okay to say, I didn't like that one at all.
Exactly.
Because you've got 16 other ones to choose from.
You do, and you can read about the films before you go. On our website, we have trailers for almost every single movie. We have synopsis for all of those films, so you can take a look, pick and choose where you want to go.
The flyer does that too.
And the flyer as well. I would say come with an open mind and just be ready for anything. All 3 nights of the festival offer something different. We've got live stand-up comedy. We have a horror movie premiere with, huge stars.
Lights and the whole
Lights
bit.
and
Red
everything.
carpet.
And zombies. And then Saturday, we've got films from all over the map from people that are all over the map of Michigan.
Very good. And we also want to make sure that people know that given these breaks during the day, it's enough time that they could visit a local organization or establishment to have some refreshments, whether it's lunch or something to drink, and come on back and enjoy a few more films. But it's good for the film industry, but it's also good for the local businesses.
And that's one of the other
encourage
goals
people
of
to
the
do
Blue
that.
Water Film Festival is to really invest in the local economy, promote our local restaurateurs, promote our hotels, promote, our shops. And we've got some really unique things in the downtown. A lot of our community members don't even know what we have to offer.
No.
We have a lot of new restaurants that have opened, a lot of new shops that have relocated to the downtown because it's really up and coming. There's a lot of new life and revitalization to the downtown Port Huron area. And we strongly encourage everyone on those breaks to go out, have a bite to eat. The breaks are scheduled at pretty much dinner
Appropriate
hours.
times, yep.
We've
Meal
got
times.
a lunch break and a dinner break. You've got a half hour to talk to those filmmakers, talk to those actors, ask your question. And then you've got an hour to go eat, go shop, find unique and fabulous things to do here.
And one other thing is that in the future, in the months to come, you may be downtown. Come on downtown more often because you may see a television or a film camera on a corner and
Very
go,
true.
oh, there's another film being made here. That's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Now, I've asked you a lot of questions and we've covered a lot of ground.
We
Is there
have.
anything that I didn't ask or any information that I didn't seek that you think would be important to share with our audience?
I think the most important thing is over the course of the last 3 years, people may have heard musings about the Blue Water Film Festival. They may have thought, oh, hey, maybe I should go to that, or oh boy, I missed going to that. Well, it's here again. This is our 3rd annual year. If you've never been, I strongly encourage all Blue Water area residents to come out and support not only the Blue Water Film Festival, but their community. This is a celebration of our community, the arts and cultural aspect of our community, the hardworking folks of our community, because you'll find them working as grips, as techs, as lighting people on all of these films. So it's really about supporting our community, our industry, and the revitalization of the Blue Water area. If you've never been to a film festival, come on down. It's wonderful.
And I'm pretty sure the seating capacity of McMorran Auditorium is over 1,000 seats.
It is.
I'm pretty sure it's beyond that by a bit.
Just a little bit.
There will be seats available. Come down and get your tickets and see all the films that are available.
Any of the local places that I mentioned, the Vintage Tavern, weekends in the Chamber of Commerce, but website's really the easiest way to do so. You can buy tickets for all 3 events, very secure through PayPal, and just come on down, have a great time.
www.bluewaterfilmfestival.com.
Very right, very
Very
true.
good. Okay.
And also find us on Facebook. You'll get the most up-to-date information that way.
And be sure to do a like.
Very true. Like us, please.
Okay. Well, we hope there will be a 4th annual and a 24th annual down the road.
Look forward to
and
it.
we'd like to see it grow, and Port Huron could become the next Cannes or the next
Who knows?
Nice, some other, or Toronto. So we hope that you will continue to be successful, and we wish you all the best on this particular 3rd annual Blue Water Film Festival. And we look forward to seeing what the films are.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
Really
thank you for
appreciate
being
it.
my guest today, and we look forward to running into you downtown, because you never know who you might see. And now you're a face that they might recognize. Can people
Possibly
come up and
so.
say, hi, I saw you on TV?
They certainly may. I'll have a badge on with my name. I'll be wearing this shirt. Look for me and look for the stars.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, we'd like to thank you, our audience, for watching this and other programs here on CPHS 6. And we'd like to ask you to join us again for another version of Krafted Conversations. Good night.